bigger fighter against the smaller guy, and that lasted all of 15 seconds.
David and Goliath, you can never tell about that. It's all about technique, stamina, endurance.
All right, Igor Vovchanchyn weighs in 207 pounds against the 340-pound Fred Floyd, who goes right after him. Wow! Fister just flying all over, a knee to the side. Both these fighters going all out. They are not going to grapple in this one. Both fighters going at it. Now a start of grappling as Fred Floyd had enough to the face, enough to the body. He decided he needed to wrap this guy up and trying to get the hits to the face and to his body.
Yes, he surely needs to, because as I read here in my papers, this Russian guy, he has 57 fights, 3 losses and 37 knockouts, so he's a very good puncher also. But Fred the Mangle Floyd, he's a very heavy guy, and again, as you saw in the last fight, weight is a thing you can use very good in an ultimate fight.
Okay, the Mangler is holding Igor against the ropes there, and it looks like he's just pressing that weight against him, trying to wear him down.
Fred Floyd takes him inside the cage, puts him on the deck, and this is where the grappling comes into play. Can you get your opponent into some sort of submission hold to get this bout over? Remember, keep in mind that the winner of this bout must face Paul Varlins also in the semifinals. That match lasted 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Whoever can get this match over much quicker would have much more stamina for that match coming up.
Yep, I think so. Floyd is using his weight. He's perfectly in balance. He must try to get out of his guard, because the guy has a good guard. And because when he's out of the guard and he comes on top of the Russian, he can punch 10 times easier than at this moment.
So the fight right now taking place in the exact middle of the diamond. It is Fred Floyd on top of Igor Vovchanchyn from Kharkiv, Ukraine. Again, this guy is a world kickboxing champion, martial arts world champion in Moscow only last year. Fred Floyd, he is a super heavyweight. He has U.S. titles. He is a 70% fighter with his hands, his knees, his legs. So he might be a little more uncomfortable in the grappling style than perhaps Vovchanchyn.
When you have a 340-pound guy like the Mangler on top of you, it impedes your breathing, it impedes your punching, it impedes your kicking. I mean, you're going to have a hard time getting up unless you know more about grappling. It doesn't look like he has much grappling technique.
Fred Floyd, by the way, if he looks familiar, maybe you've seen him in some of the TV shows in and around America, had spot shots on the first pitch. Seinfeld, Family Matters. The crowd's getting into it as Andy Anderson separates the fighters because, again, the hand gear has come off the Russian, Igor Vovchanchyn, and that right now seems to be the problem. Having a hard time keeping the hand gear on. The Americans seem more like they want to have theirs taped up. The Russians, the Ukrainians decide they much rather have the Velcro that keeps them on. Although a referee, Andy Anderson, has now taped on Igor Vovchanchyn's right hand bandage, also with the left hand as well, to keep the fighters unable to do much with their hand gear.
I mean, you really have to give Igor credit, because to hold his own with a 350-pound man, I mean, it's really something, because the Mangler is quite talented and he's experienced in full contact, no rules events.
Keep in mind, this bout has already gone over 3 minutes. Time here, a resting time for both fighters. Vovchanchyn now appears ready. He's got his hand gear all taped up. Andy Anderson throws the spare tape outside the cage. Floyd comes right back after him, as does Vovchanchyn and Haas. It looks like both fighters now trying to size the other one up.
Yes, I think they try to punch and kick each other, of course they do, but then they try to put each other on the ground, and who's in best position, in top position. He's in the best position. Oh, that's very good.
What a hit there. That has got to sting, Ron.
Great right hook from Igor. I mean, he's not intimidated at all by the Mangler.
Again, this is one of those fights, much like we saw earlier in the International Fighting Championships tournament that's already taken place. A much smaller guy against a bigger guy, and yet it's the smaller guy with more power in the way he delivers his punches.
Igor has some right hook. And now he's using his his strategy. He's holding back, making the Mangler chase him. He's taking advantage of his speed. He's working on his suspension system. He keeps kicking the Mangler's knees, which is going to slow the Mangler down.
Over 4.5 minutes already elapsed in this bout. The first half of the bout seemingly almost entirely on the ground, with the Mangler trying to just put his entire weight on Volkichin. This time, both fighters trying to use their martial arts skills to get the advantage.
Yeah, that Igor guy is very good shape. You can see it. The Floyd is already breathing heavy. And that Igor guy is also very quick and very fast. So I think this is going to be a very interesting fight on the ground. I think Floyd is the better one, or the better one, the most advantage one. Oh, I'm standing up. And Igor guy is doing a very good job. A very good job. I think he's going to suplex him now.
Now behind Floyd. Floyd breaks out of it and wanted no part of that particular move by the Ukrainian. Now both fighters still up on their feet. Are you surprised that neither one has gone to grappling techniques after what happened the first half of this match, Ron?
I expect to see more grappling from the Mangler. I mean, he's a jiu-jitsu man, but this small guy, Igor, is very talented, good footwork, and great hand techniques. He keeps keeping the Mangler balanced by kicking his suspension system. And those knee kicks, those leg kicks, will slow you down.
Ron Van Cleef, the 5-time world kickboxing champion, alongside Bas Rutten, who is currently the king of martial arts in Japan. Right now, what a fight we have going on here. The fourth fight. All kinds of martial arts, boxing, going at it right now. This far, and this crowd is in to this international no-rules fighting championship. And what about we're seeing as they go over the 6-minute mark. This is the longest bout we've had so far in the quarterfinals.
Yep, Fred is in
Igor is just setting up his shots. He's taking advantage of the slowness of his opponent. And it looks like the Mangler's getting a little tired.
He's getting tired, but it looks like the lips around Volkichin are starting to get a little puffy, as if perhaps Floyd has landed a couple of either elbows or fists to their ear. Wow, they swat! Knees to the groin! All kinds going on here in this no-rules boxing fight. A cut underneath the eye. Andy Anderson, the referee, stopping the bout only for a second. Again, safety is the key issue here. 4 doctors on hand, 2 ambulances. We don't want these fighters to leave the ring with any serious injuries, and this is important, Boz. As a fighter, you want to see this take place.
Yes, very important. You saw him give him the right hook, and the right hook cut up his eye. And when he cannot fight anymore because of the cut, it's finished also. So that's the real fighting here.
Again, the sound of the ching, ching, the sound of the gate closing on the cage, which means only the 2 fighters and the referee, Andy Anderson, are back in. Fred the Floyd, the Mangler from Ontario, California, against Igor Volkichin of Kharkiv, Ukraine. What about this is, we're over 7.5 minutes into the bout. This has got to be a big difference when either of these guys go on to the semifinal. Again, another knee to the groin of Floyd. And now, both fighters trying to get the advantage in some kind of grappling style, because I think, Ron, the martial arts is taking its toll on both of these guys.
Of course, they've been in the ring quite a bit of time by now. Igor is really tough. I mean, he's using strategy now. He's taking his time, and he's moving around, and he's waiting for Floyd to make the mistake.
Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. And you guys, he's got good conditioning, everything. Oh, no, this is a bad thing. Never show your opponent that you're tired, because you get wings, and it's very dangerous for Floyd.
Couple of minor little kicks to the shin of Floyd by Volkichin, and this again has gone past the 8.5 minute mark in this bout. As the crowd starts to get behind Volkichin, that is their man, Ukrainian, and you can't blame him. Here in Kiev, Ukraine, the capital city, as we are in this stop of the International Fighting Championship World Tour, and now again, both fighters going to the martial arts. Another knee to the groin, another one, that one from the left, from Igor Volkichin against Fred Floyd, whose eye is very puffy from the hits he's taken from Volkichin. Ron, I don't think this match is going to last much longer.
It isn't going to go much longer. It looks like Floyd is almost out of it. He's breathing hard, and he's not being aggressive. Igor has moved in with a great right hook and a knee to the groin.
Yep. And Igor guy is very good at this moment, and Floyd shows he's very tired. The guy's getting wings, what I told you before. So it's going to be very dangerous for Floyd now, because Igor is waiting for a mistake from Floyd. Floyd is getting tired, more tired.
Floyd, by the way, started martial arts as he was a passive kid in high school. Tired of getting beat up. He was only 6 foot tall. He now stands 6'4". He was severely beaten up in a gang fight. Decided he no longer wanted to be the passive guy. Took up martial arts in 1986. Started training, and here he is now in the International Fighting Championships. Right now, fighting for his life against Igor Volchichin. And man, this has been quite a fight. Over 10 minutes now in this bout, Ron.
Now, time will tell in a match like this. Igor keeps kicking at the knee with the shin kick, and he's slowing the Mangler down. We can see the Mangler is having a hard time throwing technique. His breathing system's almost shut down.
Boss, I think very much that I think at this point, Fred Floyd would rather be back as the bodyguard or stuntman in such episodes as the Fresh Prince or Seinfeld, rather than being inside this guy who has so much power with the way he strikes with his legs and his hands.
Yes, and with a lot of technique also. And his conditioning is very good. He gave him some knees in the groin. That also takes a lot of your air, and air is what Floyd needs right at this moment.
Again, Floyd, a student of Budokan Kung Fu. Igor Volchichin, a student of kickboxing. He is a man who seems very much at ease, also using his hands. And Ron, that was your style when you became the 5-time world championship.
Great right hook by Igor to the face of the Mangler. Both of these men are showing courage and stamina and endurance. And this is one of the best fights of the night.
We are over 11 minutes in this bout, the fourth one of the quarterfinals, the very last one of the quarterfinals before we move into the semifinals, before we crown the International Fighting Championship on this stop of the International Fighting Championship World Tour in Kiev, Ukraine. It looks very much like right now Igor Volchichin has the advantage in this bout, although who knows, the longer this goes along, how much longer Floyd can stay upright.
Yes, that's what I'm wondering also. By the looks of it now, it's not going to last any longer, so I hope Floyd is always hitting him with my God, very hard, right, straight punch to the face with a kick. That Igor guy is an incredible good mover. He moves and he's explosive. He's a good fighter, good conditioning, everything.
Boy, again, we're seeing much like an earlier quarterfinal match. The smaller guy trying to just level with all his power the much bigger American.
I mean, Igor's thrown 3, 4, 5 hooks to the face of the Mangler, and the Mangler's having a hard time staying up there.
The crowd, again, almost entirely Ukraine, although I have seen 2 or 3, maybe as many as 10 Americans spattered among the crowd here of 16,000 inside the National Sports Palace in Kiev, Ukraine, the capital city. And this has just been one great bout. And we go almost to the 13-minute mark. Again, no time limit, so these guys will fight until one of them cannot no longer continue, either by knockout or submission. And right now, Igor going away with the right hooks. This time with the left, he is tapped out. Fred Floyd has said he's had enough. This match just over 13 minutes, and he has got to be one tired fighter. As he crumples over in the middle of the cage, Igor Volchichin is the man that will advance to the semifinals after he puts Igor Volchichin will advance as we go to the replay, Ron. This was hardly a fight when the time limit continued to drag on because Igor started to use his power against Floyd.
Igor showed his superior training and his superior stamina and conditioning for this event. When you go 10, 12, 13 minutes in an event like this, it is the training, it is the mental attitude, it is the fortitude that one shows that keeps them going.
All right, he misses with the left hook there, Boz, but then he comes right back with the right hook.
Incredible. He hits hard. He hits with power. Yes, he's got everything with him. He's got a good conditioning. I think this is a very good fighter.